going on, everybody? How you doing today? It's very, very windy here in Oklahoma. I'm in Norman, Oklahoma specifically. And right there, that's the grave that we're visiting today. I hope you can hear me. I've got a very, very big microphone on a new camera that I'm using. So let's see how this goes. And let's talk about the gentleman here. I'm here visiting the grave of Toby Keith. Now, Toby Keith's grave is here. It gets complicated somewhat. He died in February of 2024. He had stomach cancer. He was diagnosed, I believe, in 2021. When he passed away, Toby Keith, huge country singer, multi-platinum selling, just inducted in the Country Music Hall of Fame after he passed away. He's larger than life figure. He's got some great songs. Don't Let the Old Man In, maybe one of the greatest songs I've ever heard. I love that song. And I was just driving around Oklahoma and I was listening to some Toby Keith to get more familiar with the music, because I only know a few songs, and he's got a lot of good songs. A lot. Now when he passed away, let me just make sure, I'm going to double check right now that the sound's okay. So it sounds maybe a little tinny. I just listened to it back and I'm having some issues with I'm having some issues with but the camera looks good, right? I mean, look at this. I think it looks really good, the new camera. And but I've got to get something else better that I'm going to be able to hold it with, because it's not as steady as I usually like it. Okay, enough about that. Toby Keith, when he passed away, it was reported that he was going to be buried in a cemetery in Oklahoma City, which is right here, which is, Norman is a suburb of Oklahoma City. He was not. And then this grave popped up. So people assumed he was buried here. This is not where he is actually buried. He's buried in a private cemetery near his home, which is so close to here. I would say, we're gonna find out, because we're gonna go, probably a 4-minute drive. It's not too far at all. So he is buried somewhere either on his property or in a private cemetery near his property. That's all that his widow has said, and that's fine. They want it to be private. I think it's on the property, kind of like a Luke Perry thing. I think it's a private cemetery. There's been a few that I've done where they've had Otis Redding, right, on the property, Elvis. So I think that's where he is. I think he's in a private cemetery on the property. So this was built as a cenotaph. This is a cenotaph. This is a marker for him, for fans to come to and to visit and pay your respects to Toby Keith. Now let me show you something interesting about this. I have not yet been to his house, and I'm hoping it's the same house, because he's got a house, big house here. It's not too far. But these are supposed to resemble this whole plot. Look at the size of this plot. It's supposed to resemble the front gates of his house. Now, I haven't seen the front gates of his house yet. I'm hoping that we can see them. We're going to find out together when we drive over there. But that was what this is built for. Now, as you can see, these look like old bricks, but it was just built. So I'm assuming that's why they did it, to make it look like the old bricks at his house. But we're going to find out. But here's the final resting place. Sort of. I said that, but it's not. This is a cenotaph. And there's no marking yet. As you can see on the wall, there's flags. Now, they've put flags. No, this is even more bizarre. Where it looks like there's an indentation even. Do you see that? It's hard to see for you maybe, but it looks like there's an indentation where the casket would have been buried. But I don't think so. And there you go. Home of the free because of the brave. Now, he was quite a patriot. Toby Keith was all about America. And you can see big American flags everywhere. Oh, wow. But I'm gonna ask at the office. I know that's what they're gonna tell me. No, he's not here. This is just a cenotaph. But there's something about this you can see. where the ground is lower, and even a square cut in the ground. I don't know. So Mr. Keith right there. Some Canadian geese flying in the background. They're a long way from home. And right now they're headed north. Wrong way, guys. So after Toby Keith graduated from Moore High School in Oklahoma, he went to work in the oil fields and formed his first band at the age of 20. In the early 1980s, he also played semi-pro football for the Oklahoma City Drillers. So he didn't become a professional football player, but he moved to Nashville and he started busking. He was busking on the streets, playing music. Then he signed his first record deal. His debut single, Should Have Been a Cowboy, which I just listened to, which is a great song. That was on his self-titled debut album. I think it reached number one. I think he had a number one hit right out of the gate, which is pretty impressive. He released 19 studio albums. That is prolific. Some of my favorite bands have only released like 5 in the same amount of time, 6, 7. And I would, to be a Toby Keith fan, you're getting an album almost, once every year or 2 years. That's pretty awesome. Well, once every 2 years roughly. But he also released 2 Christmas albums. That counts. 5 compilation albums. He sold over 40 million albums worldwide. 62 singles on the Billboard Hot Country songs charts. 20 number one hits. And 23 additional top 10 hits. Now, him and his wife had 3 children. And like I said, in 2021, he was diagnosed with stomach cancer. And that's ultimately what claimed the life of Toby Keith. Now, like I said, Toby Keith was, he loved his country. He loved America. Look at the cowboy hat. I didn't even notice the cowboy hat over there. That's very cool. Very outspoken, very political. His lyrics, some of his later albums, definitely. I was listening to some, definitely a little more political than his earlier stuff. And may not have agreed with his politics, but you can't disagree with his talent. And I'm here just to talk about the man who loved his family and loved his country. And I'm sure his family, friends, and fans miss him very, very, very much. And he's got some great songs, and I recommend you check them out. Toby Keith. Now we're going to drive over to his house. I'm going to see, do these gates match his house? I don't know. Let's find out. Now, I believe I should add, I believe his father is at this cemetery. I didn't look up his father, though. His father somewhere here. But this is probably going to be the final resting place for, and hopefully not for a very, very long time, the rest of his family, because this is huge. Look at this. I'm right in the back corner. This is a huge plot of land for just one person. So I'm thinking more members, hopefully in a long, long time. Rest in peace, Mr. Keith. Like I said, he was very outspoken, very political. His political views may not have aligned with yours or mine, who knows? Sometimes we don't have to talk about politics. I'll just say one thing. We all just need to get along. Everybody who disagrees politically need to kind of figure out how to meet in the middle. But we're not here about that. We're here about the music. All right, we made it. Now look, here we are. Take note of that American flag right there. So if you look here, this is the driveway leading up to Toby Keith estate, the property. It is huge. It is massive. And I saw the most, you can see the house back that way, and it was massive. Now, they've got surveillance, but look, there's only one, there's an American flag there, and then that little thing there, sort of post. So does that really look like the grave? Not really. However, this isn't the only driveway. Now, like I said, when I passed, I could see the house. I'm going to take you to a location where you kind of see the top of the house. I'll show you some aerial views or whatnot. But the biggest American flag I've ever seen, one of them, is flying right back there, just back over that way. But yeah, look there. Remember that. Now we're going to go this way. Still a little windy, but it's definitely warmed up a bit. It was a little cooler earlier. This was a 6-minute drive, by the way. I said 4 minutes, 6 minutes. And it was the opposite direction of where I pointed. I forgot. When I looked last night, I guess I had the map upside down. Google Maps upside down when I was mapping them out. But yeah, I just passed something that's very, very familiar. You'll see. All right, so we just came down from there. That's about a 30-second walk. And look here. That looks a little more familiar, right? And Dreamwalkin' Farm says Dreamwalkin'. That's the name of one of his songs. But as you can see, there you go. Let's get in. I don't want to, you got to be careful. Guard dogs on property. Yeah, I got to be very careful. Look here. Those definitely resemble, what is that? The gravesite. So there you go. This is the front entrance to Toby Keith's house. Sun is not helping. There you go. Very cool. I should add that I spoke to the Blades in the office. They would neither confirm well, they wouldn't confirm that Toby Keith was there or if that was even a cenotaph for him. They were very sweet. One of them kind of let slip something. I shouldn't even say that, but they didn't mean They said that they have no clue, that they don't know, but that is where Toby Keith's cenotaph is. And somewhere on this property, I believe, is where he's buried. All right, now we're gonna go just down here. I'm gonna show you what I can see from the street, okay? But yeah, looks exactly like it. That's cool. It's all done up. I wonder if it's gonna be like a Graceland type of thing one day, because it's big enough. Dreamwalkin' Farms. So all of this, right to that block there, this is all Toby Keith's property. And if you look, so the gates that we were just at were just up there, just past that, just over there where the thing's coming out, the golf cart. But there's this house back there. Let me zoom in. You can kind of see the tops of it. I can see the tops of it. I don't think you can now though. But look at the size of that flag. Again, it doesn't, when you're this far back, I mean, I'm on the road, road here. So it's hard to kind of make out exactly how big the property is, maybe by just you looking through a camera on your screen, but that flag is huge and the house is huge. And there's Toby Keith somewhere on this property. Yeah, very cool. And we just got another wave from some lovely, lovely Oklahomans, some people that live here in Oklahoma. Oh, that wind is blowing now. It's coming in. It's making the hair look worse. Thanks for watching, everybody. Toby Keith, rest in peace. Hope your wife and children are doing okay and managing to get through it. It hasn't been that long. February 2024. Wow. All right. And to all his fans and friends around the world, rest in peace, Toby Keith. Thanks for watching, everybody. Peace out.